slide when they diss the guy, say it's they fault. Aim up high, hit a nigga neck, now he can't talk. I told Brucey if they come down north, knock his face off. Scooby said if they come down to P, they getting chased off. Once you click it, then you hold it, don't stop. Them switches made it easy to rearrange a nigga block. Shit, we rearrange ops. Dissing on the guys, turn yourself the main eye. Shit, you rapping raindrops. Rolly get the hit and they start giving me the side eye. And I rock the Draco like a baby, it go baba. And I'm OT, so FaceTime, he give me high five. When I op die, bro gon' pop about the cut like Walla. Turn a nigga outfit tie-dye. Whip the wrist and make the Iggy hit like Lady Gaga. Why them fiends run the block, that's the work talking. Why the fuck it's so hot, that's the perk talking. Why niggas that ain't spin my block be the first talking. Another shot, stomach shot, now it hurt talking. A chest shot, back shot, now he ain't walking. A neck shot, tryna fit two niggas in the same coffin. Boom, 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 watch this big ass Draco clear the room. I'm sick of coming through they ollies, I can hear the coons. How the fuck the Draco clip look like a half moon? How the fuck these niggas hide for the whole June?
How the fuck these niggas hiding for the whole June? That was my man, my bro, friend to the show, man. Somebody I got a deep relationship with, that I support. He supports us, man. It's his first time on the show. Need everybody to give it up. I just heard the song Federal. Go stream that right now on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, everything. My man Toure. You literally somebody I saw, from an early age. We were just talking about it, off camera, off mic. Literally, from an early age, with your talent, and it was apparent that you could rap, like you just had the raw ability. But now, at a later age, you done put it all together. Mm-hmm. Like you done put the song making, the freestyle ability, lyrical shit, the melodic shit, like you put it all together, and now, you fell forward into like a lot of those situations off your ability, but now it's like a thing where everybody see it. Yeah. Like it's undeniable now. And I was telling Bus, like I hit you up all the time, like every 2 weeks and be like, dog, you the one, like you one of them niggas, like you the gifted, you know what I'm saying? And for me, that represents like, while they brought that to the culture, but that's basically like an elite class of rappers that's basically like born to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like can adapt to any style of rapping. Right. So for y'all that's familiar with Toure, y'all probably seen it with Meek and Top. Y'all seen him with Leonard Fournette, domination, and now he a flagship artist for Dope Records. So he's going to be the one to forge, Dope Records forward. And I think it's like a super dope situation, man. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. I can ask for a better one.
So, you've been one of the hottest in Philly for a while, and now it seemed like everything really coming together. So, like, kind of tell us and tell the audience about, like, the space that you in right now and, like, how kind of everything formulated and came together.
I'm in a space where it's, like, just consistency. Shit, I feel like I lacked over the years. It's like just give them street consistency, back-to-back shit, like singles, projects, features, shit I wasn't usually doing. I'm in a space where it's like I was trying to compete with the city too over the last couple of years. Like, you feel me? Like, yeah. I know I'm the best lyrical right now. It's like I'm trying to compete with the world. You feel me? You're not gonna mention another artist from Philly when you say this. He hotter than Lil Baby, but you'll mention 12 Philly people. Like I want to be in the talks of the Babies, the Durks. Don't just compare me to the city no more.
Right.
I feel like I really want to make real music.
Yeah. So, kind of going back to like out west and then like coming forward. Out west was kind of like a moment where everybody took notice of you, and that was like a song, million on YouTube, millions of streams, all that, and it opened a lot of doors for you. So like from there to like Federal, kind of take us on like that journey of like how you decide like what song y'all want to push and get behind, what producers you want to work with, all that. Like talk about like the creative process from like out west to now.
All right, so out west was like it was recorded in LA, it was out of state, it was at Atlantic Records. I feel like it got more out west and world tour in general, the whole project.
Yeah,
out west
great project.
Yeah, I feel like it got like a more like, I want to say, not positive, but like a happy, it's more of a joyful music.
Yeah.
Whereas though the last project I dropped over the last couple of years, I got back to the city, to the gritty. You feel me? Tied my hoodie up and got in that booth and started talking that shit again. Like, just pure, ain't no flashy, fly shit. It's like shit that if you from the hood, you can relate to. So
right.
Only for the trenches shit was like a separation factor from world tour. Like, I want niggas to know I still got that world tour shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
But don't never think I ain't got that trench talk.
Right.
Back to day, I can give you that shit every project.
Yeah, for sure. And to that point, you know, we played Federal as like the intro. Like I asked, like, yo, we gonna play a song for the intro. Like, what y'all want to hear? Federal. Like, it's like unanimous. Like Federal, and that's what I was gonna play. Federal.
Yeah.
So just one of them joints where it's like you created like a moment. Aside from like just being a song, I feel like you created a moment to where it's like people like, oh shit, like Toure do this, do that shit too.
Yeah.
So where it's like your energy was different than like a lot of your other songs. So
right.
Talk about that song in particular, the creation of it, and like you just was like in a different space on that record.
I feel like Federal, I had around a lot of my niggas around me way more often than the lab. Like I'm real strategic when it comes to creating. Like if somebody throwing my vibe up, they getting out the studio. Female, homie, anybody.
Yeah.
I feel like the vibe ain't there, you gotta roll 100%. And I feel like when I made Federal, everybody that was there was might have been 30 people there, and nobody had to leave.
Right.
Everybody's energy was right where that shit needed to be at.
Yeah.
Long Live Brucey the rapper, he was like one of the influencers of that. Like I was stopping on Federal coming out the hair. He like go back in there right now.
Right.
Give it to these niggas right. Like I was.
Yeah.
Federal was a whole different process of creating. It was like get these niggas that pain that they like. I feel like it's easy to rap like that. It'd be hard to rap how I rap.
Yeah.
So it's like why not do the shit that I feel like they do. They put me hard time in. That shit effortless to me. I'm gonna show them I could do that too. That shit ain't nothing. You feel me?
Right.
It was more like categorized like that. I want to show niggas I could jump in their lane too.
Right. Like I remember even when like you put the snippet on IG, and that was like the thing. Cause niggas like, where the fuck is? I'm like, well, where the fuck is this record at?
Yeah.
Like, and it just turned into a thing to where it's like, yo, you know, you fast forward down like 5-6 months later, you know, it's like 270,000 views, like the straight organic. Like just off of the fact that people knowing that it's out.
Yeah.
And I think it puts you like, you know, you was already there for me, but I think for everybody, it opened motherfuckers' eyes and like really cemented like, nah, you one of them ones. So.
Yeah. See, one thing I realized, like when you talking about certain shit, like when Baby said, "Oh, I made him mad, my fault," talking about the shit that I bought, I know how I get. Like I felt him. Like it's like. Sometimes you could detach people away from you when you ain't giving them that shit that they used to.
Yeah.
When you from the same shit that they from, sometimes it's easier to relate to them when you give them that simple shit, that shit that they hearing all day, the shit they seeing all day.
Yeah, I think a lot of rappers experience that. Like after the first big album drops, and it's like, all right, like you know, you've reached success, so it's like you can't necessarily rap about Jay-Z said, you know, go get the whole album. You want to hear, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's always a tough one. You the flagship artist for Dope Shoes.
Exactly.
You know, shout out to them. They just had a big concert.
For sure.
How did that come about?
So I met with Jameer. Jameer and stuff was just like natural music supporters throughout the last couple years. I want to say probably just listening, hearing me, and the records. It just was like it was a perfect idea. It really came about of us just feeling like it was the perfect marriage of music and hard work. Like I feel like there's nobody else that could be more dedicated to this shit than my label.
Yeah.
You feel me? I could sign to a major multiple times. I turned them down. Like I feel like this was the perfect situation. We all from West Philly. We all got gold.
Yeah.
And we gonna fight to all of that shit till we stretching them off and making new goals. You feel me? We gonna fight through it.
So what was it about this situation versus like a major situation that was so much more appealing to where you was like, this is what I'm doing?
The company in general. They got real companies. So Dope Records is new.
Yeah.
But Dope Shows is 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. It's tried and true.
Like, you feel me? So it's like Atlantic Records been breaking artists for years, or Rock Nation, or Warner Brothers, whatever label, Interschool.
Yeah.
All of them been breaking artists for years, but it's hundreds of artists at a time that be signed to the label. So the artist that you heard that they broke, he one of 100, 9 times out of 10.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas though with the Dope Record shit, it was all authentic. They not even listening to other people. Like it's like, we gotta get this rolling. Let's see what we could do with this. And I feel like it's perfect to try to get my music worldwide heard. And nobody going more worldwide in the city than Dope Shows, Dope Records.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Doing 17.5 people, 20,000 people. You feel me? That type of shit came. That's authentic.
Yeah, no, they did it the right way. Like when I seen, I already know about the deal or whatever ahead of time, just because we plugged in or whatever. But to see the way that they did it, Like, height of the show, prime time, everybody already rocking off of, you know, who they seen and everything like that, and then to bring you out and announce that in front of like 18,000 people was crazy. So, you know, they made the announcement at the concert, you performed. Tell us about like that whole experience, and you shot a video that day.
Yeah.
So tell us about the whole everything.
You shot a video at the
Wells Fargo. So I showed up to the Wells Fargo a few hours early, just being as though I'm a part of the league. You know, I'm just there to support in general before all the other artists get there. So I was there, and we was just looking at it like, damn, we should make some content out of this shit. This is an empty arena where the Sixers play that.
Yeah.
Some of our favorite players play that. Like, let's really make this shit an experience you could see if you wasn't there. You won't know what the stadium looked like empty if you wasn't there. You know what it looked like with 20,000 people though.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to give them that. And then just the feeling in general going on the stage in front of people, it was like one of the moments where it's like somebody say they want something until they in front of that shit. You gotta prove that shit. You say you want it. It was 2 minutes before the show. I'm like, damn, I really want this shit. I said this shit too long. It's time to really go out there and prove this shit. You feel me? That's what it was all about. It was just like go out there and not stutter on one word. Go out there and really let them know this shit for me. You feel me? Sure.
18,000 people. That seems like
That's a big deal. I seen artists up there swimming. I ain't putting
They ain't know what to do. Because it's like as a spectator, whether you're an artist or not, it's easy to look at it and be like, man, I can't wait till I get that shot, whatever. Then you get it and it's like, what the fuck? Like, this stage way bigger, this plots is way different. Like, you gotta know your set list, and then you gotta face them people and still get your shit off.
Yeah, I said that when we did the roofing thing, like going up on stage, I'm like, we trip. You know what I'm saying? We fuck trip. But when shit worked out, like, nah, that shit is real. Like, it really, and you know, like, he said before, like, he did classes, learning how to public speak and shit like that. And it's like, when you get on stage and you actually connect with them eyes and see them faces, and you just like, oh, I gotta entertain you.
Yeah. Like, if niggas looking at you like, impress me, nigga.
Yeah, impress me, nigga.
I used to freestyle right in front of 60, 20 people, the whole block, different blocks at one time. That shit had never compared to being in front of 18,000 people. You're trying to convince every person in that room you really a star. This shit for you. So it's like, it's different. Where you know certain bars gonna make the whole room be like, damn, cuz talking that shit.
Right.
It's different when it's 18,000 people. They might not have never heard about the turban in the hair race. They might not think that's the hottest bar on the federal bar. You feel me? So it's like, that shit a whole different experience. You perform in front of different faces, different races, classes, all that shit.
Right.
If it's rich people, poor people, whites, blacks, Hispanics, it's just every race in the room, that shit just was a vibe. That shit I did so far.
No, for sure. That's kind of like, almost like your Beanie Sigel moment. Like when Beans was on the Hard Knock Life tour and it was coming out just ripping. Like, that shit hard, man. It ain't easy to do. So we definitely commend you for being able to get up there.
Yeah.
Like, and the thing is, nobody knew you were coming.
I know. If they
You said you found out 2 minutes before?
No, I knew I was performing. But 2 minutes before I knew this is what I wanted to do. Like, all the nervous shit was going by the time I started walking up the stage steps. Like,
like they had his slot like set up like Dope Show special announcements, so people didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
They just knew that they had something or whatever the case may be to tell them. So for him to get up there in that spot to where it's like nobody's expecting him to be there and rock that shit is like, that shit ain't easy. Like, that shit's serious.
Super serious. I seen them lots of them light that shit up. I turned my back to talk to the DJ. I turned around, that shit was really lit up. I was like, this shit for real. Like, every phone in the fucking crowd on me, like, this shit for real. Like, I feel like I ain't never had a chance to show niggas this really my city neither. Like, everybody talked that this my city shit, whether you're a football player, basketball player, what lane you in, promoter, barber, be like, I'm keeping this shit, you feel me? Like, I really want niggas to know this is my shit. These connections I built is authentic. Just like me knowing you for years. You feel me? Like, that shit be like real relationship. You can't mimic that shit. Nobody gonna make me like you. You feel me? Or make me vibe with you.
I was talking about you on Patreon yesterday. We were basically preempting like the interview or whatever, and I was basically talking about like, you know, our relationship and how I knew you. And I'm like, yo, I always knew like that you was the most talented nigga in the room. At that point though, you was a kid. So it's like you was still like figuring it out and like honing your craft. So it was a situation where it's like me and Dan was doing these showcase nights, and shout out to Lauren because she was helping us with it. We was doing the Thursday night showcase, and he would always come rock, and I just knew like, this motherfucker can rap better than everybody that's here, but he might not have a song yet, or he might not got 40 people that came to see him that's selling everything else. And then over the years, I just continued to just, follow you, be a supporter. We did a concert together, at Voltage, whatever the case may be. And it's just one of them things where it's like, you genuinely support somebody when you believe in their talent, and you just continue to see it elevate and rise. And every single time when people kind of like counted you out, you came right back stronger than ever.
100%. This shit like the workout room. Like it be times you go up and down, motherfuckers go up and down the weight. I got a lot of homies that box, like Regis Progress, that's one of my real friends. He a professional boxer. He go up and down. This times I seen him and it was like, I'm fighting right now. I'm a little chubby. I need to lose it, but you still gonna have to weigh in at 140. You feel me?
Right.
I don't care if you 162. You gonna have to.
You gotta get that shit.
I feel like that should be the extra grind. You feel me? All the shit. Being in those small rooms and going to perform in front of 20,000, just little shit like that is just like a big difference.
Yeah,
I was doing
for sure.
showcases on Thursday night.
Right.
Now on Sunday, on the night of the Grammys, where niggas got a million other things to do, it's 18,000 people in there.
Yeah.
To come watch. You feel me? The show that my label put on.
Yeah. So why do you think, if not just, if you could go into the mind of like Jameer instead, why do you think it was you versus any of the, Philly got 92 million rappers. So it's like, why you versus everybody else?
I mean, it's kind of obvious. I ain't even trying to pop shit. I just feel like I'm better than everybody. Like, you feel me? Like, more like triple entendres, metaphors, similes, like real music, lyrical shit. What do they got?
Yeah.
That I can't do. You feel me? I feel like they got. Like, I feel like I got shit that they can't do, but I don't feel like it's no artist.
This is very good popping shit, though.
Yeah,
This is very good.
yeah, I feel like every that shit that I got. I'm a real hip hop whiz. I don't just rap because that shit could get you out the hood.
Right.
Because a few homies said rap, and I really love music. That moment was like recreated Kanye, the newest member of the Rockefeller team in my head.
Yeah.
I'm about to come on stage in front of all these motherfuckers. They don't know I'm here and tell them that shit be like, it's a big difference. Some people don't even know Kanye did that before the Netflix shit.
Yeah.
I seen that when it first.
Exactly.
You feel me? I was the first one saying that when that shit happened.
Yeah.
100%.
So in terms of your skill, we've seen your skill open doors for you. We've seen it, make you go viral. The biggest one, or the first one, kind of where you got everybody's attention was the sprinter freestyle with Meek. That joint like went everywhere. Like I just was doing more research, today, looking you up, and it was like this was on 19 different beats.
That was one of the biggest joints. Like Meek threw me a real hoop. You feel me? It was time we was in a room with 16 rappers. Meek was like, I'm about to put a beat on, and I always came on top. You feel me? Every single time.
Yeah.
And then every artist in the city was in them multiple times. They was in that room, and it was like unquestionable, undeniable. At the end, they was like, this nigga different.
Yeah.
That sprinter shit was like my road to glory. That shit opened the door for niggas to be like. And then some people in Philly, we from a city where some people need assurance to let a nigga agree. A nigga say, check, this the best podcast in the world forever. And Meek come up here tomorrow, and nigga, I'll be saying it already.
Yeah.
And the whole city would be like, no, it's really the best podcast. Because like, you feel me? They need insurance, and I feel like Meek was the perfect person to do that shit. He was running the city at the time. You feel me?
Yeah.
That shit was the perfect person for me.
How did you get around Meek to even be in a position to have that opportunity?
I was getting managed by Top.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I was like 17, 18, like after I met you and all that, I was about to move to college. Top was managing me. And it was like, listen, when you come to Atlanta, I'm going to bring you in as many rooms as possible. You feel what I'm saying? We want to start to run our set, put our feet on the ground. And it was like, then like the first 2 times I was with me, like maybe the 3rd time I was with me, he was pulling his phone out posting.
Right.
Like no extra shit, no planning. Maybe we should do a post today to make you go up. No, just
like, Toure here.
I'm spinning that shit like, hold up. He talking that shit, you feel me?
Yeah.
That's decent, because Meek gets a lot of flack for like not doing certain things like that.
Right.
It's decent to hear like an organic situation.
I want all the artists to know he know who you is. You feel me? If you fighting for Meek to know who you is, you got 900 followers. He heard this shit before.
Right.
Meek real in tune to the youth. I mean, it ain't always the best that people don't know that.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's a lot of people that they knew Meek was listening to that shit. They might drop more often.
Right. They might be talking every day.
You feel me? But he listening. No bullshit. He know who all y'all is. Not even gonna lie.
I think that's an important trait for him to have because, you know, for all accounts, you know, I ain't never met Jay-Z, but I know that about him because people that know Jay-Z say he listened to everything.
We were having a conversation about the other day. We were saying how people in like certain places where they think get disconnected or detached, but in reality, those be the ones that be scouring, looking at all kinds of shit where you think they don't know, but this person who's on this podcast, they know about every podcast that's going on. Mm-hmm. This person is in this position in rap where you think, oh, he's got a million other things going on. No, he know it. Even the Phase on Love joke. Nigga, I seen that. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these little shit.
Drake, the prime example. Drake is a way bigger artist than any artist we talked about today. And Drake could still get on the artists that nobody knows.
Drake broke fucking G Herbo a little bitty.
Yeah.
He posted the kill shit. He posted a video rapping to kill shit. I'm like you wouldn't even think, like, just to the consumer, like the average Drake fan, they wouldn't even think that, like, an artist that make the type of music he make would even be listening to, like, the grimiest Chicago drill shit. And he was the one that brought it forward. Well, same thing, like, with the Block Boy JB record. I be
on my Little Mouse drill shit.
Just really.
It's like arguing.
He kicked that door for young artists, you feel me? That's the culture shit.
Look at Young Blue and all the, you know, that's a lot of that music. So it's definitely dope to me because I've seen him get a lot of flack over the years that he doesn't do certain things like that.
But he really do. It's like, damn near everybody that popped over the last 10 years, he kind of has something to do.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, he tried to jump on that shit. He tried to. Right. He posted they shit or something, you feel me? Especially if they fired. Like, most of the people that's fired.
So, you know, as far as like, you know, the culture currency and being associated with Meek and all that, is there anything else like in particular that you could share that you feel like he did that gave you like a leg up versus like some of the other artists in the city?
He just put me in rooms that ain't even comfortable. I ain't even comfortable speaking on them. That shit be lit though. You feel me? The behind the scenes shit when they wondering what the littest niggas in the city doing. We'd be playing Grand Theft Auto, but it'll be more lit than when you playing Grand Theft Auto. The vibes in the room a little bit different. The 42 smoothie hit harder. You feel me? The tree better. That's just how I feel. Like he definitely put me shit that he probably won't even remember. He did shit he wouldn't remember. You feel what I'm saying? Like I had a conversation with Big Meech on the phone. Through top. You feel me? Everybody watching BMF this 3-4 years ago. I'm talking to him for an hour at a time. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like shit like that is unreplaceable. You feel me? I'm a hood nigga. I started from nickel and dime and built it up to whatever I built it up to stop and get into this music shit. So to talk to Big Meech, it's like, damn, I'm doing shit that old heads from the city that was running around way more paper than me, way more lit than me, ain't never get that opportunity to hear that game. You feel what I'm saying? And it's real game every time. Shout out to Big Meech. It was always a real game. He never gave me
that's crazy.
He around the bush shit.
Another viral moment that you had a battle.
Mm-hmm.
Dirty Raw.
Yeah, Dirty Raw.
You was that old studio in South Philly? Was that on Melody Studio?
I'm not sure if it was old studio, but it definitely was in South Philly.
Okay. Yeah. But it was like a joint where it's like it was a build up and then you came in the room and got right to it.
Yeah.
And that's another joint that traveled, went everywhere. In the video itself, you see a lot of Philly familiar faces and everybody got their cameras on, their phone out, whatever. Talk about that experience and what that did for you as far as like people respecting your rapping ability.
That experience was a little different. That experience was like, I felt like I was still was trying to prove myself that people ain't mad at you. You feel me? Yeah. Like, that's how I looked at that. Like, I'm hotter than everybody, the hottest rapper in the city posting me, and y'all still ain't convinced. I'm pulling up now. Yeah. I'm in bed, y'all talking shit, here I come. I'm on my way down there. That shit might have been an hour and a half. The shit you see on YouTube might be 20 minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes.
I'm talking about an hour and a half. I never stopped rapping. The shit never stopped until he was like, all right, that's enough. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean, it was an authentic situation. It was fun. You feel me? I feel like it was a real spar.
Yeah.
I mean.
So, I don't think you never talked about this. What was like some of your inspirations or what even made you want to do music and be involved in music?
My biggest inspiration, later on that showed me that it helped me when I was younger was Jay-Z. Like I was diehard Lil Wayne fan before it was a Drake. You feel me? Drake kind of like sold all that shit up for me. Yeah. Like, damn, he got all that shit. I don't like singing, but if I listen to a Drake song, I can get the R&B shit and get the rap shit. Right. But Jay-Z is like over the time when I got older and rewatched Fade to Black, re-listen to the Black album, re-listen to the Blueprints, it's like undeniable. Hov is the reason why I'm die hard. Like, I gotta get paper off this shit. Show the world that this shit is achievable.
Right.
So Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, who's some of your other favorite artists?
Drake is definitely my favorite after Jay-Z.
Okay.
But Lil Wayne growing up, you couldn't tell me shit about him. You couldn't tell me he did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I was one of them, like, we banging that Wayne shit as soon as it dropped the whole way to school. You feel me? I'm getting in trouble in class for repeating the shit he's saying. No bullshit. Wayne, like, he definitely had a lot.
The boy who do the videos,
Frank Lucas?
No, not Frank Lucas. What's the nigga name? He be like the shit like the remember back in the day. He was talking about the belts. Remember the people had their name belts? And he was like, I remember you was at that kiosk at the mall getting the name on your belt. He's like, and then in 2000 the belt became digital. You was in class with Lil Wayne lyrics. Like Lil Wayne really was the
best rapper alive shit. He pumped it into their head.
Yeah.
I'm the best rapper alive. That's how I feel.
Yeah, that was a wild dynamic, and it goes back to your whole sparring on that other podcast.
Oh yeah.
And like Wayne really remember T.I. was like, I'm the king of the South, and then Wayne really was like, I'm the best rapper alive, and no one really argued either one sentiments. You know, like that shit is crazy. Yeah. But Wayne really said that, like, well, if he's retiring, then I'm the best out
here. Yeah, best rapper alive is the best rapper retired.
And then he really went and like proved the shit. Yeah. Oh yeah. Nah, yeah. 100%. Yeah, real shit.
They definitely in my tops.
Yeah.
Especially if we talking like numbers and all that shit.
Oh, people get mad at me because I put Lil Wayne on top 5. They hate it. You know what I'm saying?
We gonna talk numbers and all that shit. You can't even play with one.
It's like numbers, impact, influence,
all that.
Lyrics.
Influence. Niggas ain't know what Baby Nate was, bro. Like niggas think they got it from Kanye. They probably did, and a little bit older than me.
Yeah.
But if you 24 and younger,
you got it from Wayne.
You got it from Wayne. Wayne was giving you that Baby Nate shit. Hov was talking about it, but people my age weren't listening to Hov. You feel me? Like on a Allure song, Hov told you I give him Baby Nate kicks, Audemars Piguet wrist. This is 2003.
Yeah.
This shit niggas trying to do right now. They want to use your baby shit with Audemars. You feel me? So like I feel like certain niggas just was way ahead of their time. Wayne, Hov, Drake, they niggas that's literally ahead of their time.
I mean when you rich as shit, you can find a way. Everyone else. The richness comes out with that shit.
Definitely do.
Yeah, no, that's real shit. Like I told you I give Jay a lot of shit all the time. Everybody knows that shit. But when Jay do these situations, like the verse would put it'd be like damn, this nigga's really, you know what I'm saying?
That
like,
74 still got it.
I need him to mess up. I can go back and hate this nigga. But nah, that's real shit. Man.
He undeniable, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
He made like not me, because I wasn't wearing jerseys and Tums, but he said no jersey. I want Tums and a button up. And niggas was
humongous
7X button up.
Yeah, I was no cat 7X button up.
7X like a white tee on it with a side white tee on it.
With a 99 on that. Why you button up got a jersey on? Like niggas was tweaking.
Niggas had Team Rock buttons.
Team Rock buttons. State property button ups. That shit was.
Shout out to state property. We can't even leave here without saying that. Because I ain't even getting that. Beanie Sigel is by far the best rapper ever come out of Philadelphia.
I don't care.
Hold on, we can start.
I'm glad that
start that shit because it's like some of my favorite verses from Meek got Beanie shit in it. You feel me? Like literally verbatim.
I say
6 bars from Beanie.
I said it on this podcast a lot of times. Beanie has the closest cadence to Biggie Smalls.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, when I listen to just cadence, he's the closest rapper to Beanie. I mean to Biggie that I've heard myself. Where I know all their shit and know all of the way that they structure their raps. And I feel like the way life works is when you get to the end of the book, people will forget all of the chapters in between. So because Jay-Z reached $2 billion, they'll forget about certain chapters where he lost to Nas. They'll just throw that out. Well, he signed Nas to Def Jam. Don't worry about that. And it's like, no, that's a real thing that happened. And I look at Beans, was like, because Beans didn't end up with these crazy situations at the end, people forget that Beans was one of the best
that's
rappers.
Why I like whatever coming back for Beans right now, I want that shit to come back tenfold, then plus some. Because it's like, he one of my favorite actors also. Like it's like Beans had so many lanes for you.
Somebody the other day was like, they was talking about the Oscars. You know, Will got banned from 10 years from the Oscars,
Yeah,
whatever. And my homie was like, my thing with the Oscars is like they don't appreciate urban cinema. And I was like, yeah, I've always said that. Yeah. And he was like me personally, I look at it like Tupac. Tupac was a really good actor. It was like Tupac and Juice. You could argue that, like, yo, he could have been nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
You could argue that that's better than Denzel Man on Fire.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? All day you could argue that Tupac played a better role in Juice than Denzel, Detective on Inside Man. And that's crazy.
And I was telling him, I'm like, dog, Beans on Paper Soldiers could have been a song.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, Stu was believable. Stu was believable as shit.
He had to be right
Kickskin on. He's on my kids. Stu was believable.
He said, you see these children? These my kids, nigga. Is you crazy?
Yo, like, he was believable as shit.
And going out of state, one thing I realized, bro, we be so caught up in Philly. You be surprised how much they be in this shit, bro.
Yeah.
New Orleans would be like, yo, what's up, what it is? You'll be like, damn, you know that ain't like that was all New Orleans.
There was a whole. I was watching an interview. It was somebody that was down with BG, like when he was doing the Chopper City Boys, and they was saying that at one point the number one influence for rappers in New Orleans was state property. Everybody was trying to mimic state property.
When you look at The Wire and you see everybody drenched in state property clothing, that wasn't like by accident. That shit really infiltrated. Like every Game did an interview. He was at a party in Compton. And he was like, I get in the party, I'm chilling. He's like, I look up, I see Beans just like in the fucking crib. Like, what the fuck? He's like, yo, he's like, this shit all blood territory. Then it's like, yo, you good? He's like, show me the Mac. This is cool. Like, I'm just waiting.
We can talk about Beans for another 5 minutes in my book, Chad. Like Beans get my head off. We talking about somebody that been through every aspect of struggle.
Yeah.
Like being fucked up, drug addictions, whatever, like all that shit.
It's funny you bring that up because my man, he always be like, you always say Beans without Rap Jay. And I'm like, here's the thing. When Beans and Jay would rap together, it wouldn't be like how you said, you got those songs where it's like, I can pop shit and tell you about diamonds and nice clothes, but I got this gritty hard shit. When Jay would employ Beans for records, it would be, this can't be life. And somehow,
once again, a song.
You ain't out, this can't be life in Beans. Like, you're just not. And that would be the thing. So it's like, you do these records where you talk about hard times and struggle, Beans is going to wrap circles around because he's been through every single thing. They're like, yeah, that shit is real. Yeah. But Beans is definitely one of my favorites ever, man.
It's like Beans, Beans is like Philly Yonkers. If it's like real shit, Beans is the one. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. I wish he got more of a respect as far as like the all time, you know what I'm saying, registry.
And I really think it all comes with like money. Like,
that's all.
Bean pull that color in out every day, and niggas gonna be like, he really is the best, bro. You know how I feel? Like, I'm just waiting.
Why do you think it's like that? We talked about that with like around a little bit from Uncut, where it was basically just like, yo, like if you're not making money, it's almost like motherfuckers just diminish like all your
skill set, everything.
It's fucked. Like that should be crazy.
I think it's like that because that's the only thing they can't fathom. Like a person can't understand how to get money if he never got money.
Got it.
Like unless somebody teach him. Like getting money is something you can know how to do, and there's so many ways to get money. You feel me? Like you can sell water if you want. You can go boil water out the ocean, maybe you can purify it and sell it. It could be nasty as shit, but if you want to get money, 50 cents, nigga gonna buy them. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like when you ain't got that shit that separates you from it. Like if everybody got rollie on and you ain't got the presidential rollie on, they gonna feel like they on the same level as you. Absolutely. But Beans might have seen every piece of the world there is to see, every piece of Toure there is to see, but you're not gonna remember all that because you ain't see it through his eyes. You only looking for the shit you could touch.
Statements, like pieces,
Pieces, the shit you could touch. Like, exactly.
Yeah, I think culturally, black folks, man, we really obsessed with like stuff. Like as far as like just had like
fiends.
Yeah, fiends. It's like motherfuckers. I done seen motherfuckers literally go broke trying to like buy shit and impress people that don't give a fuck. Like, and then they look up at the end and don't nobody got nothing for them. Ain't nobody gonna talk about the good times. None of that shit. It's gonna be like, damn, you broke and you a dickhead and fuck you. Like, and it's just gonna be that. And it's gonna be like, damn, what did you do it for? Nothing. Like, and at the end, it's like nothing. And I think if more people realize that at the end of that road of trying to impress people and getting out your body and all that, trying to show off that nobody really gives a shit, people would be more comfortable just being themselves and just grinding it the fuck out until they really solidify and can stand on their own too, or really be in a position to do whatever the fuck they want.
Like, I think about people like Jim Carrey. It's just a random example, but like A Living Color. He wasn't in no situation nobody was used to. Look how big Jim Carrey is today.
Yeah.
But like, think about how many people that was like white actors around him that probably was like, why the fuck you want to live in color? Like, what you doing? I'm about to go shoot this film and shoot this film. You want to live in color, working and you by far one of my favorite actors. When it comes to white comedy, I could laugh all day. It's like, damn, Jim Carrey knew how to appeal to every part of the crowd from shit like that. Like, I be looking at it like that shit be detrimental to your career, them little points in your career, the shit that help you when you get big.
Yeah, and Living Color don't get the credit that it deserves.
It broke everybody.
Like when you look at Jamie Foxx winning an Oscar, when you look at Chris Rock making it to the top of stand-up comedy, you look at Jim Carrey destroying box office. All the Waynes came like that. Like in Living Color really was crazy.
It really was crazy.
Yeah, like
a lot of people.
J-Lo, David Allen Greer, Tommy Davidson. It's really a lot of motherfuckers that came through that wheelhouse. Yeah,
and it wasn't that long.
No, it was 4 or 5 seasons.
And everybody blew the fuck up.
And I don't know the year Living Color came out, but like
90.
That's what I'm saying. I was born in 96. So most people my age should be like, what is Toure talking about? But I really grew up in a household where we was into anything that had anything to do with culture. Like, we was growing up watching Good Times. I done seen every episode of Good Times. You feel what I'm saying?
Like, why do you still watch this? Like, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That shit.
Good Times is here. That's all we had. Real shit. Watching television is 20 years old. That's really tough.
Okay, I look at Penny like, damn, like Janet Jackson so much older than me. Penny was fired than me. I'm a little ass kid. I'm looking at it like, damn, like the time gap in between that shit, and it's still classical. You be looking past the black success shit.
Yeah, that shit is crazy as all hell. That's the truth, though.
No, straight up. Back to the music. You also had a situation with Leonard Fournette and embodiment for a minute. How did that come about? And what was kind of like the structure of what was going on at the time when you was with him?
He's the most athletic running back in the league. You feel me? I still stand behind Leonard Fournette being like different, like athletic, determined, don't drink, don't smoke, don't party, like die-hard football player. You feel what I'm saying? And I just felt like if he could put the same dedications on his off seasons into this music shit, it's no stopping us. Like he signed Rock Nation Management through sports. I'm like, damn, we shouldn't be hard to get Rock Nation Management through music.
It's $100 million on the way.
You feel me? So I just was like, Leonard was like perfect situation. It was a learning experience for both of us. Neither of us really knew what to do with this music industry shit. You feel me? So looking back on it, I just be like, Leonard did all he like. You feel me? He did his best. He worked hard as shit to try to make this, to make us do something with it, and we neither of us really knew. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that came about just from him. It might have been a Meek Mill. If you ask Leonard won't say he just been listening. He listened to the Philly artists because they do be knowing us.
Yeah.
But I feel like New Orleans is up on Philly. We like this.
Yeah.
But I feel like the music alone spoke. It was easy for Leonard to just understand that shit. Like he was tweeting shit that I said in the spring before we ever had a convo. That was his captions. You feel what I'm saying?
That's good.
On going back to World Tour, you had a song on there called Torture with Thirsty P. I remember when you first put the joint on, I was like, yo, who is this nigga? This is my favorite song on here. And how did that collab come about? Because that's like a sleeper record that like I don't necessarily know a lot of people up on, but that's like one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, mine too. So that's that came about. That's really a friend of mine.
Yeah,
you know me, from California, from the 40s. We just met because I was wild out California. Honestly, like who the hell is this Philly nigga in my hood? You feel me? Like he just running around doing all this shit. I'm trying to go to every event there is to go to. You come from a city like Philly, you comfortable anywhere.
Right.
That's why Mac was in the middle of Compton with the Mac himself. You feel me? So it just was like we built a real whole thing. Like, that's actually my friend. Like that ain't no music shit at all. That's my real man. He just happened to be hot as shit.
Right.
You know,
He all that.
Yeah, he all that.
He all that.
Thirsty thing.
What do you think that you and Dope Shows are making this partnership and coming together the way that y'all are? What do you think it's going to do for the city and for like other creative people in terms of like creating opportunity or more business?
Well, I don't know what year Meek got signed. 2009, 10? We could say 10, it might have been 8.
Yeah, it might have been. Let's say 10.
If it was 10, he been in the game for 10, 12 years, like when did the city have something to stand behind that they know was real, authentic, and they believe in? You feel me?
Yeah.
And I just feel like the Dope Show shit will be a perfect example of a nigga who really been through every aspect of this street shit and just trying to make it in music, and a show company who been through every aspect of being kicked while he was down trying to build their shows up.
Right.
It's like we perfect for this shit. Let's really show the world what we on.
Yeah. So what would you say is like your immediate next things that you got going on that's going to start to kind of create the tour and then Dope Records legacy?
June 11th, I got TLA. So,
Okay.
I mean, I want to make sure that everybody at TLA June 11th.
Tickets on sale now.
Yeah, tickets on sale now, 100%. I got Boston, July the 26th, if I'm not mistaken, I believe. The 23rd. It's in July, I got Boston. Me, G Herbo, Durk. You feel me? I got Connecticut with Durk. I'm gonna go slide out Connecticut, see what they talking about. Like, it's just like opportunities is endless when you with the biggest company that do shows. These labels is knocking down the door for this shit all day long, trying to figure out what's going on. You feel me? Live Nation is calling as much as possible, trying to figure out how can we help Dope Shows grow. So if Live Nation calling Dope Shows, if Dope Shows grow, Dope Records gonna grow, Toure gonna be a bigger artist. You feel me? I just feel like it's just like a well-oiled machine. No bullshit. It's a Hellcat.
Right.
That's one out.
Yeah.
My favorite TRX. The TRX, my favorite. I'm gonna snatch the TRX ASAP so you can see how much it's
Do you feel like you still got more to prove to the naysayers or oh no, this person my favorite artist, whatever? Do you feel like you still got something to prove to anybody out there?
100%. All the shit I drank, like more importantly, I got shit to prove to my homies. Like Bus, Brucey, Bert, even the homies that's not here. You feel me? My mom, like I'm promising them I'm gonna get millions of dollars off this shit. I promise them I'm leaving 6 in the morning from the studio, 7:30 in the morning. That shit not for nothing.
Yeah.
It's a reason why I'm not stopping this shit. So I feel like I'm never gonna run out of shit to prove. Because if I had $5 million a day, I'd be telling you I'm gonna prove I can make 10. Right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was thinking that, like, you definitely don't want to get, like, comfortable to where you just like, oh, no, we straight now.
Never
got TRX and, it's like, what you doing?
Right? Never comfortable. I want to feel pressure. I love the pressure. That shit just makes me perform so much better every single time. I was pressured coming to perform at showcases when I was a kid. It was artists there that was way more popular than me.
Or more seasoned.
Way more seasoned. I remember Lights Cameras was on a TV show. Everybody knew. He was at the show rocking the bitch. Yeah. Bobbing his head, the whole crowd like, damn, who this? I'm in the crowd. Like, damn, I'm about to perform at this nigga. You like Chad coming down. You on that show? Damn, I'm about to perform at Lights Cameras.
Oh, he was on Empire and then he did a couple records with Meek and shit. Lights is fire, man. Shout out Lights.
Shout out Lights Cameras for sure.
Is there anybody from the city that you like collaborating with?
I like collaborating with the West Side. So I'm gonna always go Lee Ford. I'm gonna always go D4M. We ain't even never collab before, but it's nothing for us to collab. Like I like to collaborate with my side of the city because it hardly ever happened. Who Will Smith collaborated from? That was from West. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like school. And if he did, we don't know him. So it's like I like that. It's way more people popular on my side. It's like let's get this shit run. Let's show them that West fully on the map.
Yeah. I gotta give myself some kudos because I was ahead of the curve on the West Side shit years ago
100%.
with that concert, and it didn't turn out the way we all wanted, but it's culture currency. It's a notch in our collective belt because we did that show together. Me, Toure, and Bus did that show together, co-promoted it, everything like that, and we had all the West Side artists on that show.
Yeah, I look back at that shit and always be like, damn. We was working.
Yeah, like we knew. We was right.
You was on it. You definitely one of the people that got the talent early.
Now I just need to sign me a rapper and make a couple millions.
Yeah.
TRPE records.
Yeah, with baseball bats.
I want the labels, I want the people that's rapping in the city to know too. It's these labels' job to spend money.
Right.
I think this shit impossible. They got $47 million budgets to spend on artists a year.
Yeah.
You can't be one of the artists.
Bro, we talked about that yesterday on Patreon, where we were saying, like, I think the main difference between black people and white people is that black people be so obsessed with money, like we think it's everything. And don't think that it's an abundance and that you can always be able to go and get money
and have access
to it.
Yeah.
The thing that you said exactly right there is these labels got money to spend. And they all got 47, 50, 60 million to spend. Like when they come in and revamp a black music department somewhere, or got 75 million. And like when RCA and Columbia redid their structure and shit, they was giving niggas they masters from the door, 4 million, like crazy shit. It's where it's like, if you just plugged in and you in the right circle of people, you're going to get the money.
Right.
Whereas like, you know, with white folks, they just be like, oh yeah, you know, this opportunity don't come, another one will come, whatever. And then 4 days later, a better opportunity come. Whereas us, we be so pressed with a bread, we put ourselves in compromising positions sometimes and like do dumb shit.
All the time. Chasing the money.
Yeah, chasing the dollar, fuck you up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing to chase money, but not chase money. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I mean, if your hobby got something to do with it, your talent got something to do with it, the last thing you should be thinking about is only. Like, that's going to fuck it up every single time.
It's going to cloud your vision.
It's going to cloud it.
But we're going to say it on here because we spoke about it on the Patreon. Shout out to Alicia. And she was saying how these series of interviews y'all are doing, it's highlighting how, one, people got years in the game. You got years in. Mm-hmm. But one thing is people are authentic. And you brought that up in this interview where you said, I'm not doing this shit because my man told me I was nice. I'm not doing this shit to just chase after a check or some hoes. I'm doing this shit because I'm a rap fan. Like, this is my life. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, you can't beat the grind. You can't cheat it. You have to, like, have a passion for it, and it's you. The money will come. Yeah. But you have to stay true to yourself. And that's one thing we got with Ron, with Bar, with A-Boogie, with Rock, now with Toure. It's like, stay true to yourself. The money will find you.
Yeah. The elevator might only go to the 40th level. The stairs might go to the 50th.
Yeah.
You want to catch the elevator, you catch a cool 100,000, a few 100,000. Yeah. I done took the stairs, it was 50 million at the top of that bitch. It's like sometimes you gotta be willing to put the work in to get that shit you say you want. You could get it easy. As easy as you gonna respect it. Yeah. You feel me? If somebody give you 500,000 a day, you go to the casino and win 30,000 a day, you're not gonna treat it the same as somebody give you 30,000 to do something. You feel me? It's a whole different ball game. You feel what I'm saying?
I like 30,000. I'm just put it out there. But no, that's real. Like Biggie said, climb the ladder to success, escalator style. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like everybody has their own path, but your path has to be authentic.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? You can't cheat or beat that.
Yeah, you can't cheat the ground.
No.
And if you do, we gonna notice.
Yeah.
I want y'all niggas that know when y'all come with 4 APs, a Richard Willie, 2 Lambos from the rip. That's why niggas ain't fucking with you. You wonder why you ain't showing the climb. Ain't nobody see you grind for that shit. You like a trust fund kid in the eyes of a person who been grinding.
We don't know where that money came from.
Where that shit came from. Like, prime example, I got a lot of niggas in Baltimore. Shout out to Baltimore. My Baltimore niggas' favorite thing to say is that's lead money. Nigga got money out of nowhere. Baltimore had some shit in their water where it was lead in it, and they was giving out checks to people whose family was mental state was changed from the lead. They was saying that's what did it. They was giving out millions of dollars. Yeah. So Baltimore nigga hit you with it. That's lead money. And Philly, I feel the same way. It ain't earned. I ain't see your shit.
Philly is called case money.
It's called case money. PPP walls and shit. They just putting it all together. I mean, I'm just one of them people. I went from a 36 to a 41. I'm gonna turn this bitch to. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't turning no more. I ain't turning the watches in, but I'm saying I'm turning this bitch up further and further and further as it go. I don't never want to stop. I want this shit to be the biggest shit you can see. One of the best watches out. I want to have it. You feel me? And that shit ain't gonna come from you playing with this shit. That shit come with dedication, really working to get that shit.
Yeah, no bullshit. You basically announced without announcing. You got a show coming up June 11th at the TLA. I don't want to gloss over that. You headline your own show at the TLA.
Yeah,
that's not no easy feat. That's not no big artist that came through there. Fucking the baby, Lil Baby performed there once upon a
Nipsey
time.
literally said on his album, "We just sold out TLA."
Sold out TLA. Like, it was like a big deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a legendary venue.
100%.
So
I saw
talk-
my first concert there.
Yeah.
You got it.
So talk about the show itself. Maybe, you know, if you can give us some insight into what you got planned or whatever, and like let people know how Toure is coming June 11th at the TLA.
It's Toure and Friends. I'm gonna give y'all a real show. I'm gonna give y'all that 60, 40 minute set. That set that ain't like, I ain't coming to do 5 songs and giggle and laugh and go home.
Talk some shit in between.
When you leave my show, I want you to say I have to run to the next one. I'm mad I missed it. If you miss it, I want you to say, how the hell did I miss that?
Yeah.
I want everybody to know I'm giving you real shows. I'm giving you real screen work, real performance. I'm not gonna stutter. I'm not gonna be out of breath. I'm gonna train for this shit. Like it's a fight coming up. I want you to really feel this shit. When you leave my show, I want you to say that was the best show in Philly in a while. Every time.
Yeah.
And June 11th is TLA. This is a big deal for me. I seen every artist in the world on that fucking banner when I'm at Ishka's getting my cheese fries. And it was nothing. You feel me? It's finally my turn.
Yeah.
Show up. You mean? Show me you support me. Be there. Don't just post it.
I'm promoting it like it's my show.
Yeah.
Straight up.
100%.
Straight up, man. I'm proud of you, man. You touched on somebody that's real close to you, Brucey the rapper. He recently, he recently passed away. Talk about y'all relationship, what he meant to you, and what he meant to the city.
Brucey the rapper, that's one of my flyest homies all the time. Like this fashion shit, like we die hard into this shit. We send each other an archive jacket at 17,000 that was on the runway in 2002, and the only response we could say is, "We gotta get rich." Like the response would be like, "Rather I got 17,000 to spend on this shit right now or not, it's not smart." Like Brad was the nigga that always was like, all the shit that we want, if we really want this shit, we gotta get rich for this shit. And I gotta get rich for my man. My man wanted this shit for me. Sometimes I felt like Morgan himself, he was an artist himself. He'd put his shit in the bag to come to 17 studio sessions with me to close out the album. He won't rap at none of them.
Yeah.
He won't say, "Let me get on this song. I like this beat." He in there strictly saying, "Finish this shit. Finish out strong.
Yeah.
Let's close this second verse." Like, that's a real supporter in my eyes. And he meant so much. He from North Philly, Strawberry Mansion. I'm from West Philly. We not from the same area. It's literally a little couple minutes up the drive. You think you about to be comfortable going back and forth.
And I definitely seen you out there.
100%.
100%.
He made me fall in love with Mansion. Like, it's people, it's neighbors in Mansion that's 50 plus years old that see me and say, "Toure, what's up? What you got going on?" Because of Bruce, he was really a neighborhood legend.
He's like a hero.
Everybody in his neighborhood respected him. You feel me?
Right.
And if they didn't, they ain't do it in public. They kept that shit behind closed doors. You feel me? Honestly.
Yeah, no, he was definitely a neighborhood hero, somebody that was definitely in the mix. You know, all the DJ boo parties and this. I always see Brucey on a flyer, whatever the case may be. He was just somebody that was well respected, carried himself like a real man, and it's unfortunate what happened to him.
Yeah, we gonna hold your kids now for life, Brucey the rapper, 100%.
Yeah.
The son's gonna make sure they reap every benefit that they uncle a rapper. Grind hard as shit, they gonna reap the benefits of it. I'm promising.
That's honorable.
Yeah.
What else, man? What else you got going on coming up? Anything that you want people to know? You know, we got a real intuitive audience, so like when we put them on the shit, they go. Like go right towards it. You know what I'm saying? So
I want to know I'm bombing on y'all niggas. Back to back, y'all niggas can't fuck with me. I'm sick of it. The humble shit is like tough for the next 6 months. I'm bombing on y'all niggas. I'm not even gonna lie. I just dropped 2 projects. Like one all together. It's 19 songs, but it's a A side and a B side. It's 2 projects worth of real music, and I'm nowhere near. I'm not even a quarter into my catalog of music.
yeah,
So it's like, just don't even think you heard shit yet. If you heard it and you loved it, imagine what I got in store for you. That's what I want the fans to know. Like, I ain't done with this shit at all. My females that's listening, I gave you a whole album for the churches, maybe 2 female songs. Now I'm gonna double back and give you 5 female songs.
right.
Now I'm gonna double back and give you 5 world tour vibes. If you a nigga that get fly and get dressed, you wanna hear that type of shit, that classy shit, that LA mansion party shit. I got that for you. I'm gonna just double back and make sure I give everybody what they need to hear, because I've been through all that shit.
Right.
Both sides of life, I feel like. The deep in the trenches are the highest house in the hills. No cap.
Yeah. So, one thing we didn't talk about is like the creative process. As far as how you create music. So, everybody got their own different like little method. Give us like an insight, like a bird's eye view, like what it's like when you are making songs. We talk about the vibe, but like the actual putting the raps down.
Yeah.
Do you write? Do you iPhone it, punch in? How you do it?
Yeah, Toure just go in there. I hear the beat. The music, the beat is the music to me. So everybody perform differently. To me, the beat is like where I find out which way I'm going with the song.
Got it.
So I definitely don't write. You feel me? I definitely go in there, hear the beat, and give me a certain feel, and words come. I ain't gonna lie. I wish I could explain this shit better for you.
Yeah.
So you can have a process to start off with. You feel me? If you are an artist, but that shit just come. I start hearing certain beats, trumpets, pianos, guitars, all that shit. I hear every single instrument in the beat. I ain't hearing
shit like it's crazy. We spoken rappers, and just when I hear that shit, I be like envious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's some gifted shit.
Yeah.
To where to where you say you can hear music and just like, all right, I know. Like that's how Jay say. Like I hear the beat. Let me go ahead and do this.
That's person in the phone. I remember it was a time where I was like, how the fuck is he freestyling?
Yeah.
Like literally, that's not amazing to me.
Yeah.
Like Jay-Z saying he freestyle his album is not amazing. The whole I Don't Need For The Trenches was a freestyle.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's
Shit.
crazy.
That's how I look at it. So it's like
I sat down and tried to rap. Everybody
did.
You get the video like I got the glove, you like I ain't heard of shit. So when I hear that shit is amazing. That it's like you're that gifted to where it's like, oh yeah, I know which way I'm going with this. Like
I feel it. The first couple music is a feel for me, way more than this. Let's see if we can make the world like this song. Right. Let's find a big record. No, it's a feel.
In terms of shit, I lost my track of thought.
It happens.
Yeah,
we're getting old.
Getting old.
You want to have Bill?
Get a perk.
I got some backpack. He really stopped.
Yeah, I really forgot. This shit not bad.
What did it do?
It was something about his about music and stuff.
He's a rapper, so that's
very broad.
That's not too far.
That's very broad. Come back to me. I'm GW, man. Come back to me. Give me a second.
You have anybody you want to collaborate? Like, does anybody want to get you got a checklist? Like, you want to actually get some work done?
So sad to say, I might not never be able to get no music with the late great Jay-Z. You feel me? Like he's so older, and this shit, he might not never rap. But look again, 444 was good enough for me to never hear Jay-Z rap again.
Yeah.
But if he dropped tomorrow, I'm not listening to none of y'all niggas until that shit is all the way consumed.
Yes, and 70 Jay-Z's amazing.
Yeah, like 70-year-old home is that. You feel me? So it's like. Outside of that, I mean, of course you got like the Drakes, you got the Kanye's, like real cultural influencers. Like I'm not in a rush to work with artists. I feel like accomplishments ain't better. Like some artists got better accomplishments than they raps.
Okay.
Maybe because of the part they're from.
Yeah.
From. So I want the artists who actually raps match up their accomplishments. So I always name the big fish. You feel me?
Yeah.
It might cost me 1.5 to get Drake on the record. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's worth it.
Or just catching off a bender.
I be free.
This shit's on fire and need to be free. You feel me? All y'all people tuning in my man Chad. So go holler at y'all, man. Y'all went to high school with shit. Go tell him. It's a nigga out of Philly, the hottest nigga out there.
Yeah, you catch Drake fresh off of $4 million at the roulette wheel. You
might just get it.
He's
a choo-choo train guy in the casino. He don't fuck around in that casino.
Yeah, you know he has money in stake. Yeah, so he's out of control.
Yeah, he posted a video the other day. He was playing roulette on stage. He showed his joint he had hit. He was like 2.135 million. I'm like, this nigga's crazy.
That's one thing I say about Meek too. Meek really gambled. You feel what I'm saying? Like Meek gave Meek, like I seen this shit on I forgot what it's called, the Michael Jordan documentary. It's on Netflix.
Oh, Last Dance.
Yeah, Last Dance. And they was basically saying on the Last Dance, like, Michael Jordan is super competitive. Like, he is nothing you can be trying to play cards with this nigga or trying to. That's what I got from Meek. Meek helped me be way more competitive. And I just want to bring the competitive shit back to rap. There was a point in time where you could come in an interview and say, I'm the best rapper in this world. Fuck the city. I'm better than, and you can name them. And nobody felt no type. The next day it was like let's just bring the competitive shit.
Remember when Kendrick did a joint and he named the name?
Motherfuckers
didn't know how to take it. You didn't know if it was a diss, if it was a shout out. You had niggas mad that they got mentioned and niggas mad that they didn't get mentioned.
So So I'm trying to understand.
I'm trying to where the fuck I was at.
Or the same money and we be beefing to this. So it's just like, let's get this shit rolling. Bring the competition back to hip hop. This shit not supposed to be fun and games. You ain't supposed to always be linking with a nigga you know if his music hot. I don't gotta know you to think your music hot.
I will say that,
that shit hot.
And y'all know how much I diss old basketball, but I will say that, like, when the Heat played the Knicks, it was a rivalry.
Yeah.
When the Celtics played the Lakers, we don't fuck with
Come on, he's a Lakers fan. I'm a Celtics fan. This is my best friend. We don't talk if we about to play. Like, I'm literally texting him fly shit. Y'all niggas can never fuck with that. Like, literally. Like,
Patrick Ewing straight said that when they was playing, when he was on the Knicks, Pat Riley was the coach. He said the interview was like, if you know how you foul somebody and they fall to the ground, he's like, if you reach down and help them up, Pat Riley would make you run laps.
Damn.
Like, what the fuck was you doing in the game?
I could say about playing for the West Philly Panthers, bro, at a young age, where we played, we fought arms bleeding. If your arms wasn't bleeding and your helmet ain't had 16 different colors on it, you wasn't on shit that game. I don't care what you did. You couldn't stop the last tackle of the game, MVP going to the nigga that was running around that field all day. You could have got the most important play. That shit don't mean nothing like it mean you working. That effort is everything. I want to see you all aspects of the field. Like, I want to see you all over that bitch.
Yeah, that's real shit.
All right, so man, I think we pretty much covered everything.
This has been great.
Yeah, this is phenomenal. Bus, you got anything you want we missed, man?
Just stay tuned, man.
Bus back here, Jerry. What's your situation?
We ain't push no buttons yet. None. So if y'all think we ain't do shit yet. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
I ain't even tapping the none of this shit I got.
One calendar year, man. We look back on this interview and y'all gonna understand what we meant.
No, man, I love y'all niggas. I appreciate the fact that y'all wanted to do this here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? This has been a long time in the making. I've been on his bumper for a year about this shit, but things happen when they supposed to happen.
Right.
Especially on this run of interviews we on now, where it's like we highlighting the city and this black renaissance and all the dope shit motherfuckers is doing. You a very important figure in all this. And I've been telling you that for 5 years.
Yeah,
Literally, man. So, you know, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of y'all. All the shit y'all doing together. He's stuck with him. It was times where he was disenchanted with music, whatever, and just living life and doing whatever he's doing. It would have been easy for him to say, all right, well, I'm gonna just go do other shit, whatever, and never waver. Like, and y'all brotherhood is important, man. And I want to highlight that before we leave, because it's important that how y'all rep each other and y'all stick together. I love that shit.
For sure.
No, that's real shit. Like, I'm late to knowing this shit, but you know, it's just, that shit is important, because like how you said, you got uninspired with it. You know how I was.
Yeah,
Chad could have easily just been like, all right, well, I'm doing a podcast with somebody else. I'm going, and he literally was like, answer the fucking door, man. I'm coming. Like, really? No, that's real.
You need that person around you that see the future for you, and they want it for you as bad as they would want it for themselves. Not somebody that just see it. It's easy to see the potential. I could see a nigga put two basketballs on both sides 60 times. I'm like, this nigga fired.
Yeah.
He only 5, 6 years old. He can do that, but like, are you willing to go as hard as he is to take the shit to the sites? I wouldn't want nobody else speaking for me outside of us if I wasn't here. I know he gonna hold the shit down like I did every single time.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that's why it works so good with us, because the same thing I want for me is what I want for him. So when I go in the room, I'm really controlling it like it's me. Yeah. I'm speaking for me because that's me. You get what I'm saying? Toure is me, I'm Toure. Right. So, Toure is Bus. You get what I'm saying? So when I go in the rooms, I'm controlling it. This is my shit. This is our shit. And I know nobody in the world better than us. So it's like, if we want to put it in street aspect, like, we got the best dope. Everybody want buy it. Come on. You get what I'm saying? We got the best dope for the cheapest numbers. You get what I'm saying? So, that's what it is.
Why would he fuck?
That scorpion state. No, man, but straight up, man. I'm long time coming. Glad that y'all came today, man. This was a phenomenal interview, man. We supporting June 11th, TLA. Tour headline, and that's a big deal. I'm buying 30 tickets. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
Straight out.
Let's
You know
go.
what I'm saying?
Let's sell this thing out.
We gotta get this thing
from the
sold out.
city. You want something to support? Oh, real niggas.
They out right now.
Go records, them tickets out right now. Go buy them bitches.
Yeah.
TLA, make sure you
TLAphilly.com.
get there early. Get your cheese fries. You ain't from the city. You ain't have that issue. Get those cheese fries with a gremlin. I'm standing on that shit. Tell them Toure sent you. No bullshit.
Straight up, man. Oh, give before we did your social media, where you can find your music, all that. Tell them where to find everything at.
I'm West Philly Toure 2T on Instagram, and I'm just Toura, just Toure on everything, on all streaming platforms. So you feel me? If you want to find me, just go on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal.
Go stream only for the trenches
right now.
Right now.
Trenches. Volume 1. There's more to come. Make sure
Yeah.
y'all tune in.
Go stream that right now. Go watch that federal video. Go watch 7 p.m. at Wells Fargo video.
Go get Out West Pass 1.1. Go get this shit turned up. Let's go let's revamp this whole shit.
Yeah, bro. So.
No, Out West was a moment, man. You had, before TikTok really blew up, man, they was on that on TikTok years ago.
I feel like that now. Like I look at the drill scene. Me and Rico Happy did a record we was rapping about that shit 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Nobody in Philly rapped about drills back then. We was rapping about that shit 4 years ago. The song unfortunately never got to make it global and get out. It was like SoundCloud took it down, YouTube. It was all these technical.
What was it? Like samples in it or something?
It was like real a lot of problems with the producer.
Oh, okay.
You feel me? But then as though it never cleared. They still, I be looking at it like we want to be the first ones on shit. You feel what I'm saying? Every time around, I just want to be the first one to be doing shit. Like the federal shit, if that's the wave, if I built the wave of young niggas that want to rap like that, I want you to still know how to rap.
Yeah,
prove to me.
exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? Prove to me you still know how to rap, because that ain't all I got.
Yeah. Yo, you gotta help us get Rico Havoc up here, because I heard a rumor that Rico got like an album with Roddy Ricch somewhere. Like
Rico got songs with Roddy.
I heard he got like a whole album with Roddy Ricch.
Rico introduced me to Roddy Ricch. So when I met Roddy Ricch, he might have had 12,000 followers, 13 tops.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like we was in Atlantic Records. I was recording in a B room. Rico was in the A room. Of course, he was the artist at the time.
Yeah.
He was running this shit up. We back and forth in and out of each other rooms. YNW lid, he go by Kobe now. He was there. We used to be working, and Roddy Ricch was just in there. It sounded like Tory Lanez and Chris Brown or one of them niggas. I'm like, who is this? Like, and Rico really had real records with it. Like shit that I know today, if it came out, the whole world would say this is that shit. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, I'll do whatever in my power to get.
We got to plug, man. TRPE, Rico Havoc, man, coming soon. We gotta make that happen.
Yeah, bro.
Again, man, I love y'all brothers, man. I appreciate y'all. All the success that y'all getting, y'all deserve it. Like, it's a long time coming. Like he said, I know him since he was a pup. He a big dog now. He the biggest dog in the yard now.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know what the breed of this dog is. It's a beware. It's a beware back and front. Beware. That neighbor dog that bark good. Never see you know that nigga shit.
Straight up, man. But again, Federal, Out West, only for the trenches, 7 p.m. in Wells Fargo, all that music that's out there. And make sure y'all get them concert tickets right now, today. Concert is on sale, TLAphilly.com. We stamping that, we standing on it, and that's what it is, man. Tour, Dope Records, Bus, TRPE, we out of here.